One. Go.
When the kids are counting sheep, when the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories. When the kids go to sleep.
When the kids go to sleep. I think that's pretty good. Did we nail it?
Okay, I'm tweeting, guys.
What are you tweeting? Oh!
Oh,
Hey,
bravo, bravo.
I don't think we could hear that in one of the other podcasts because we were all like reacting to the clapping.
Good job, Shay.
But you
Let's
couldn't hear
point
it
out
for
our
some reason.
faults.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
We always do everything perfectly right here at the podcast.
Listen, that's what Allie was saying. Me and Allie had this argument the other day where she's like, well, I think if we were to make the podcast better, you shouldn't be like saying like, there's 5 minutes left. I'm like, that's all right.
That's all right.
Right, guys?
Shay's really professional, so
Well, what
that's
makes
okay.
professional? I figure like it's fun knowing what's going on around like in the studio. Like you're kind of part
yeah,
of
I
it.
think I don't know.
That could be a debate. What do you guys think? Do you like when I'm like, "Hey, Rolf, let's do this and figure out this, and then we got to do this"? And is that fun for you guys? You're like, "Oh, come on,
Or would you
figure
rather
this out."
like not know the behind the scenes? Like, oh my gosh, are you guys really that dumb?
You know what I mean? I
You
mean,
can't
yeah,
figure
it's
it
like we could do it in a sense where it's like we have everything.
Yeah.
We could do it like where we
We could
prepared
do
it
it, like,
and stuff.
really
so like we had
perfectly,
stuff
or
ready to talk about.
We could just
or we could just like
really
turn the
bad.
camera on and be like, "Whoa, it's really bright. Where
Hey,
are we at?
can we be
Hi."
honest? What do we do every day? How does our life go? It's basically
So we do.
that way. And today we have a guest. Wave hello, Ginger.
Hello.
Play the clapping again, Rolf.
Oh yeah.
Bravo.
Thank you.
There's
Thank
clapping.
Hello.
Welcome, Ginger.
This is
Thanks,
Ginger.
Shay.
She is one of my really
Cut
great
it,
friends.
Ross. Turn it on.
I was
Fading. Oh, you're fading.
Shay, professional.
Where you have a real studio audience. Here. And a real studio audience doesn't just cut out. They fade slowly.
Do they?
I was recently a last clapper in an audience of clappers, and I felt embarrassed because my last
clapper?
because you know you're clapping, everybody's clapping, come on, clap, and everybody's clapping, and then it slowly fades out, and everybody's kind of like fades out, and I was kind of like I think I was like looking at something, and I didn't realize that we were fading because there's a socio like kind of a between a group of people, even though you don't know each other, everybody kind of feels the fade. But I didn't feel it. I had a foible in my socionomical agreement. I don't know if that's a word.
That's weird.
And so I was like clapping, and then everybody faded, and I was like, and I realized everybody was fading. One clap too late. I was one
I think
loud clap too
one
late.
clap, that's not that big of a deal.
But it was like, yeah, I was
if
like,
you're like the first
and-
of the claps
yeah.
and you're like way too loud for like a couple seconds,
You're like, whoa, who's the dude who's is that
He's
that
really
it's
excited.
the guy's mom on stage.
really
where it's
excited.
Like, you can do it. I remember when I was playing baseball growing up. We had this kid. His name was Spencer, and his mom was so loud
She
and
was one of those moms that was
enthusiastic.
like,
And she was great because my mom was that mom too. But Spencer's mom was even more. So my mom was more like swearing at the referees and stuff. Spencer's mom was like, "You can do it, Spencer!" Woo! And we were always like, "Your mom's cool," because she was
And he was
so
probably like,
encouraging.
"Mom,
I know he's like, "Mom,
seriously."
shut up, Mom, shut up."
Mom, seriously.
But she like every time Spencer got up to bat, I felt like a little bit more encouraged, even about my own self, because she was so encouraged about him. I was like, I was
Yeah,
like,
Spencer.
I can do it
I
too.
can do it.
If Spencer's
Is my
mom
name
thinks he
Spencer?
can do it, then
Oh,
I think
no.
I can do it.
Shay.
Thanks,
You're
Spencer's
hilarious.
mom.
Those are good moms.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
The moms who show up and don't care and are just like yelling. Somebody tweeted me to keep my head closer to the microphone. Do you guys have a problem hearing me? Because I don't think you do.
Shay, if we're going to make this professional.
I shouldn't be moving the microphone during my talking. Sorry, Allie. We're trying to make it professional. Don't look. Don't what? What, Ginger?
What was
That's our
that?
guest? We
What?
should talk about the guest. Is that what you're saying? Okay. See, this is
Oh,
unprofessional.
she's like
This
doing
is
sign language through the
unprofessional, right?
through the
Tim-
window. It's
Tim
okay.
was just scratching his
This is
ear.
really
Tim,
professional.
you should scratch
Are
your
we
ear
so
before you come to
professional?
this podcast and run this camera. Sorry, Ginger.
Anywho's. Ginger.
So, wait a minute.
is
Let's
one
do
of
this.
my good
Okay.
friends.
Let's do this real quick.
What?
Oh,
Everybody
dear.
in the comments below, what color?
Oh. Okay. The lighting is really good in here. So you can just,
It's kind of a yellow
Let's
tone.
compare it to like the black and then maybe the blue of his sweatshirt just to make sure.
Wait.
But
Is my
this is-
sweatshirt blue? Are we agreeing upon that? This is more of like
This is
gray.
as actually
like
looking
grayish.
gray. In the sunlight, it looks blue, but this is definitely purple.
No, you didn't. You didn't wait. You've
Hey,
influenced.
if
You
I
guys
want
were-
to influence them, I can.
Okay, what color is her sweater? Purple or blue?
Come on
I was
now.
gonna say
Okay.
they should
but
comment
now that they
before
know,
you
because
said.
they're all going to agree with you just because you are who you are.
Oh,
so I'm going to
if
lose
you don't
anyway.
agree. Let's find out. Okay, is this
Hey, now,
blue?
come
Look,
on.
that
Okay, yeah,
cap's
yeah.
blue. That's definitely blue. So that's like
Way different.
it's like you're like
Purple
a
sweater.
navy
Yeah, but
blue.
it's like a
Blue
navy
lid.
blue.
Find purple.
what
we need
are
a
you
purple.
talking about? That is so not.
You guys should
navy
leg
blue.
wrestle over it.
We should have had.
Can we get them
Elise-
to leg wrestle on the
Allie.
table?
Yeah, let's do it right now.
What color is her sweater?
Guys, thumbs up if you want them to
Purple.
leg wrestle.
Thank you.
Shut
Thank you.
I disagree.
You think it's
No
purple?
one asked you.
You think it's blue? What do you think?
Blurple.
A blurple?
Blurple.
There you
Oh,
go.
come on.
Blurple.
It's a blue purple.
Thank you, Allie.
It's blurple. Anyways,
She was rewarding me
A
for
lot of
agreeing
talk
with her
about
about your outfit earlier.
color.
Is
I've
this
gotten.
professional? I have
whoops.
this that I'm going to put my gum in. Okay, everybody?
I've had huge fights over like colorblind
I know.
questions where
I
it's
have,
like
totally.
like okay,
So
try to
dumb.
follow me along this line of logic.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh!
Okay.
If
Wait,
you're going where
wait,
you think
wait,
you're
wait, wait,
going,
wait.
I just had a huge argument with one of my brother-in-laws about this. This is going to be really
I
fun.
think it's funny that we can all say that we've argued about this because it's really a dumb thing to argue.
Right.
We're
okay.
Like, I've had the biggest fight over the colors.
See this sticker right here? This is a DFTBA. Don't forget to be awesome sticker. What color is this? Tim, what color is that sticker? It's red.
Let me see that.
Is that red?
Oh yeah, that's red.
Or is that orange?
No, it's red.
It's
What-
red,
wait,
right?
What color do you think it is?
I think it's red. So here's
It's
the
red.
here's the fight. What if what I see, like this is we all agree that this is red, you know what I mean?
Right.
But what if I see what you think is blue and what I think is blue, but we just perceive those colors differently?
Right.
Have you
I
had
thought of
that?
that
Have you ever had that?
before.
Like I see this, maybe in reality this is yellow to you, but you recognize yellow as green.
Right.
And I recognize maybe this is I don't know.
But see,
Is that weird? I thought
this
of that
was
before.
my argument though. So let's say, okay, so me and Carl both know our colors.
Carl's her
Thank
husband.
Goodness.
So proud of you guys.
learned them.
Their
We
primary
learned
color.
them back in the day.
And we have 3 kids. So if, for instance, that was possible, there would be a confusion in color. There would have to be a confusion eventually.
With the kids, you think?
Yeah, because if me and Carl so if my red, I don't know, it's really in deep.
It's really-
in depth.
it's a dumb thing. It's a
complicated.
dumb conversation to
very-
have. So if you've had it or you're currently having it, you should probably talk about something else.
boring.
Oh wait, look what we've stumbled upon. This conversation. So Ginger is here from Idaho. She's here in Los Angeles. Why don't you introduce her, Mama?
I
Chisel?
tried to twice.
I just like
Shay.
to talk a lot. Look, is my face close
Can
enough
we
to
all
the
agree that
microphone?
I tried to twice?
We get a. Okay. I'll shut
It's
up.
Ginger is one of my good friends from Idaho, and she has. Well, you tell us. Tell us your channels.
Okay, so we have the Famdamly channel, which is our family. It's my husband and our 3 boys. And then I have a Gingerific channel because I do like to do cool stuff.
Yes,
She
like
Heelys.
she's
Like a
Healy.
Healy 200 yards. This year I'm going skydiving. So we have some fun things like in the works. It's just basically like my bucket list.
So you have that
Yes.
messed up. You
And
have that
your-
messed up. You need to Healy 200 feet and then skydive,
Dude,
like
like-
off of
like base
Healy
jump?
and
Let's
then
do
off
it.
the edge of something,
That would be amazing.
right?
You just inspired me.
Yeah, you should
Or
put that
I
together.
could
Just
base jump,
with-
like go
wait.
off a bike ramp and then base jump off a bridge, like have the ramp go off the bridge,
carrying a snake
carrying a snake.
because that's one of her
Oh,
bucket
yeah.
lists.
She's terrified of
She was
snakes.
terrified of snakes, and so she held one for the first time on her channel. You have to go watch it because she gets really emotional.
I know it's so pathetic because
I
I'm really not
know.
an emotional person.
It's
but
cool though because that's like
It's
that's
a
a real
real-
fear.
yeah, it was real. Thanks to Jordan, my brother, for
Thanks,
throwing
Jordan.
him at me.
Look what you did, you big jerk.
You big jerk.
Do you guys know that there are only 2 fears that we are born with as
What's that?
infants? The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. And all other fears that we have as human beings are learned that we have, gained over our lifetime through something.
Yeah,
So
that's
let's
about
talk
the
about
only
this for a
fear I
second.
have.
That
So
means
makes sense.
I'm
all of
afraid
our
of nothing.
kids have to overcome those fears
Yep, those 2.
because you like to throw them up
I
in the air,
am
and you're
loud
very
and I
loud.
throw them up in the air. So immediately I have gotten them over their 2 original
Yeah.
and only
So they can
fears.
conquer the world.
I'm such a good dad.
You are so
great.
good.
Because
it.
as I think that those are given to us because it's like those are the only 2 instincts that they have to keep them protected. It's a loud noise, as possible danger, to like be afraid of or stay away, and then obviously falling. So those are the 2 things but everything else that you're afraid of, you learned. So unlearn it. Quit being afraid of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard to unlearn though. Once you have like a clinical phobia, like something that's an actual legit, my husband's a social worker. We looked it up in the diagnostic manual and I fell under 8 out of 9 or something for a clinical phobia of snakes.
Wow.
And so to go from that, I mean, it took me a couple of years. I started out in the grocery store. I couldn't even hold like a plastic one. Like, and Carl didn't know. Yeah. You know those wooden ones that have like links, and when you hold the tail this, they're really
And
realistic.
They look, yeah.
Yeah. When he figured out like my severity of this fear of snakes, we were in the grocery store line. And he comes up and he's like, look at how cool and realistic this is in my face. And I like whacked it and screamed at the top of my lungs. And I'm like, what the H word are you doing?
What
and
the H word?
Sorry, I'm not going to swear on your podcast.
Watch your f***ing language. Watch out, there's a snake!
Oh, Shay.
So Carl was pretty like, oh my gosh, like this is serious. And then we were in the grocery store and we started just, and I got to the point where I could buy one. And so then I left like this plastic snake just like around on the floor
to help you overcome it.
Because then I happen upon it.
Let's go back first.
Yeah.
Let's go back to where the issue started. Tell me about Jake.
Okay, no, Jordan.
Jordan. What's his
Okay,
name?
Jordan is my older brother, who I really love and I'm close to, and I'm not
coming for you,
begrudging
Jordan.
No, it's fine. He just is really. I mean,
It's a little
he's
kids
the fun
do
one.
that. Yeah.
Like a lot of my personality and a lot of me had developed from Jordan being my older brother. Like he's really
Are you kidding me?
spontaneous and fun.
As older brothers, you do things to your like little kid.
Yeah.
Because you're just like testing things.
Yeah,
You're just, like,
exactly.
That makes
So
me
he would
crazy.
like had to blow snakes and like would throw them on me, and then he'd like capture them because I'd scream because I would react to it.
Because you grew up
And
on
then
a farm,
eventually,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And so eventually it was just like became this thing where I was just had so much like fear
Well, I
about
would
it.
too.
Because your
Throwing
adrenaline starts
snakes.
going, yeah. So
Did any of them ever bite you or strangle you?
no,
or
I've
anything?
never been bitten. I've
Okay,
never, which is
that's
kind
good.
of a miracle.
That
But the number one
that
thing,
scares me
the
about-
number one instance when I think it really like was a turning point from like just a fear to like a crazy phobia was my neighbor and Jordan caught a rattlesnake and put it in a fish tank, like a glass fish tank. And he put it in my neighbor's barn right at eye level. And they pushed me in the barn and shut the doors behind me. And there was just enough light to see the rattlesnake like right here. Yeah, like, and it was big. Like its head was huge. Oh my
gosh.
So you thought that
So,
rattlesnake could
yeah.
have conceivably
and I was
like hit you in the face?
10 or something. Like, So, and he thought it was really funny, and I think it's funny now, so it's okay. But
Oh, that's awful.
but on my channel, I went through this whole thing, and I actually touched a snake a few years ago
she
at
held
the
it.
zoo, and then I actually held one last year on my birthday. We happened to walk into Petco. The pet store or whatever.
That's where the pets go.
Yeah, whatever.
Sponsored
and
by Penny.
it was like the employees were like, bring your pet to work day. And so this lady had this like
she
really
brought her
tame
snake.
snake. And I was like,
my
okay,
gosh.
this is one of those moments that I just have to take advantage of.
I just want to pause
you
real
know?
quick. I bet you there's people right now listening or watching that are also afraid of snakes that can't even like listen to this story
Yeah.
right now.
Well,
Because-
Indiana Jones.
you
are
can
watching?
do it,
Are
guys.
there people out there that are so afraid of snakes or just like my grandma for one? Like she chops them up into little. She lives on a farm too.
really like with a shovel?
Yeah, she'll get a
Oh,
shovel
yeah.
and she'll chop
I've
them up
done
into
that.
little
She's like,
pieces. So if you were one of those people,
funny.
you can get through this. Because Denise, I want you to show the footage of her holding the snake below. Come on,
It
we can
was
all
so
get through this
cute.
fear
The
of snakes
number one
together.
thing that you can do is just desensitize yourself, and that's it. And I used to I couldn't even watch it on TV. I could not touch the page of a book that had a snake on
in it?
No,
No way.
Realistic. Like if it was like a cartoon snake,
Yeah.
that's okay. But if
It
it
was
was
a real
realistic
snake?
at all, but there was this little bear. Have you ever like your kids watched Little Bear, the cartoon?
I don't think.
It's really one of
I know
those
that one.
simple animated
Oh,
type things, and
Yeah.
a snake pops out of this character's sandwich, and I flipped.
And burned the book.
And I was like,
She's
we are
burnt it
never watching this episode again, But I don't want to counter-transference that onto my
To your-
children either. So
Is
I'm
counter
trying to.
transference? Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
It is. That's
I'll-
where you take your fear and you
Counter
transfer that.
transference. Yeah.
So if you have a child who
don't do that. Don't counter transference. Don't
I'm not
counter
afraid of
transfer.
anything.
But like parents who are
Right.
afraid of spiders typically will transfer that to their children. You know?
Yeah. So okay,
That
so
makes sense.
tell the story then of like that's the first time you've actually ever held a snake. So that's the footage I want you to show Denise.
the
of
first time.
the video that is on your channel. That's
Didn't-
first
now,
time
didn't
in
you,
how
like-
long? Like
Ever.
You never ever held a snake?
I remember touching a snake that my uncle was holding one other time when I was about 5. Like I was very, very young. And I just remember touching it. And that was always a mystery to me because I'm like, I know I'm not born with this. Like, what is the problem?
Right.
And I'm a person who, if I see something wrong, I want to fix it. And I found that in myself. And I'm like, I've got to fix this. This is just not okay because we camp a lot. We're out in the outdoors. But I always have this like overwhelming fear about walking through the brush and just seeing a snake. And most of the time, they're not going to bother you anyway.
Right.
But it really, when you can't live your normal day to day, you have a problem. And that's what kind of where it was getting to, where I didn't even want to like mow the lawn or work in the garden. And I would still do it because I was kind of forced to, you know.
But would it
like
make you
I had
feel
to do
good to chop up a
responsibility.
snake in the lawnmower? Like
No, not at all. That's the weird thing. Anything about them, like my next goal is to eat snake.
Really?
Which
I
is
think
I don't even
crazy.
want to do that.
But I need to see them as just like an animal who, you know, like this thing. There's so much good about snakes that I've learned.
Yeah, that's true.
stuff
And
like
that
that.
again,
Look
snakes.
at you overcoming your fear.
Yeah, that's good. So that's the first time then you've ever held a
yes,
snake ever.
first time I've ever
held a snake.
held a snake. After going from not even be able to touch a page in a book.
That's
and
cool.
I used to itch. Like if
Yeah.
I saw them on like on the
Okay,
Nature
so let's
Channel,
bring in
I
the
would just
snake.
like,
We have this. We brought us.
Okay,
we had a
let's
snake.
do it right now.
I wish we did. Tim, do you have a snake?
Do you have a snake?
I would
Oh,
hold
man.
another one. It might take me a minute to like.
Would
Work
you,
out
okay?
to it,
Here's.
but
So
I
you don't
would,
feel like you
yeah.
completely overcome
you-
the fear?
No, I have
would you
not.
ever have one as a pet though? That's the next
No.
question. You
I
never
would
have
not.
one as a pet.
No.
No, that's like
Come on,
everyday
Ginger. Why don't you
anxiety.
overcome your fears? Why are you being such a wuss? I want you to
Mostly
wear a
because
pet
they
snake
just
around your
gross
neck
me
for a
out.
week.
I mean, they're gross little things. And
I
they-
don't have a fear of snakes, and we are never having a pet snake.
I think that'd be cool though. And like to
No.
see the kids feed it mice and to see
No.
the snake
Mice?
eat the mice.
No.
I think
I-
that'd be cool.
In college, I had like a pet rat because I did this like psychology class where I had to like train the rat to like run through the maze, blah blah blah. And I actually really like rats.
Are you gonna start
you can
crying?
feed a snake.
I don't want to feed it to a snake. No,
You're
I'm
gonna
not
start
going to
cry- I thought you were gonna start
I
crying
never
for
cry.
a minute. I just really have an affinity
love
for rodents.
rats.
They're just so
Hey.
cute. Their little eyes.
That rat gave
And
me
I-
an A in that class. So
So we should also say that there are a lot of snake lovers out there, and so we shouldn't classify all snakes as bad.
No,
no, heck
things.
no.
snakes,
Snakes
are
are
good.
good, and they do good things.
The girl that helped me
Listen to
in the
you.
pet shop.
I just know
was,
somebody's
like,
out
a
there
huge
like,
pet
I
lover.
have 6 snakes, and you don't know snakes like I know snakes. I mean, we know. They're just kind of creepy, you know.
Well, she's just expressing that she's
yeah,
overcoming
I mean,
this fear.
but you know what I'm saying. I'm just doing a little damage control.
Yes.
We just lost a comment. Dang it.
Or you just gained 50. Who knows?
Maybe. Thanks, Shay. 50 of you.
You know, though.
So that's really cool. So what do you have any other fears that are that intense?
You know what? I don't. I
That's
don't
it.
have a fear of heights.
So you did it.
I don't have a fear
You've
of like
overcome everything.
No,
sharks.
Ginger's
That was like
she
the
can do
one
anything.
thing. I mean, if someone gave me the opportunity right now, I would go do anything really. There's not anything really that I wouldn't
Would
do. I mean,
you-
minus drugs and things that aren't healthy for me. But like as far as sorry
Like
guys, to disappoint
skydiving.
you.
That came across
Do I look
really
like a person who I
desperate.
need drugs? I think
Swimming
not.
with sharks.
I'd do anything.
I would do anything minus things that are bad for me.
Would
but
you run a snake farm as a
no, but I might visit one.
visit are there snake farms?
No, but yeah. Well,
What
they
is a
have
snake
venom.
farm?
They have on Dirty Jobs. I saw once they had venom like
Collectors.
extraction.
Yeah, people have to go
I
collect
have
the
Kinda
a
venom.
lip
grosses me
stuff
out.
that has snake venom in it.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
How
surprised.
romantic.
If
She's
I
like, hey
It's like-
Shay.
if I had a beard hair for every chapstick you had, I would have a
It's
bigger
a lip
beard.
plumper. And I guess the venom is a plumper.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I
Plumps your lips.
You and where's Patricia and her fox hat? She's gonna be mad when I talked about that.
It's
It's
beautiful.
like things that's like, are you serious? You really wasted your money on snake venom
Hey.
lip plumper.
You tell me I look good every time I wear it.
He's like, those
I
lips
do?
are so kissable.
I don't want. I'm not gonna. Is that toxic to me?
Probably.
Am I
You're
gonna be-
die now.
Do I need to have the venom sucked out?
Yes.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
You guys.
Oh wait, I forgot. This
It
is my
always-
turn to
oh.
talk into Mommy Tard's microphone. Maybe that's why the guy didn't. He wanted me to keep my face in front of my microphone, Rolf, because he has a crush on Mommy Tard and he wants me to stay away.
Shay has a segment where it gets in my microphone.
She's mine, bro.
Move over.
That snake venom's getting out of control.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So you have 3 kids and another one on the way.
Negatory.
No.
Okay. Well,
So you're
we're
not.
gonna
You guys
close
are
that
done.
chapter.
You guys are done having kids. Totally
Yeah, I think
finished?
so. You know, we tried 3 times for a girl and didn't get one. Unless we decide to adopt or something. I don't
should.
know. I think that would be fun, but you know, I have some convincing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we gonna have? I have.
Yeah, are
I'm
you
trying-
gonna have? That's the question.
Shay says we're done.
Shay,
I think here's
I don't
my
know.
here's my thing.
come on, don't be a party pooper.
I think Mommy Tard has given birth and life to 4 beautiful, healthy children. Her body has been through so much. There's so many kids out there that need good parents.
So
Be
you're-
adopted. I think we should
wait,
adopt. I
Let's
think we
get
should
into
adopt
this
one.
conversation. You don't want me to be pregnant.
No, you just
You
want to
have
good.
kids. You don't want me to be pregnant. Am I crazy when I'm pregnant?
She just gets like a little emotional sometimes.
So Shay's fear of having another child
No, I
isn't
don't
having
care.
another child. It's me being pregnant.
Dude, I just want you to look hot naked. You know?
Let's just be honest here.
Shay,
I'm
there,
just kidding. But honestly,
there's
somebody
an argument behind that statement right there.
This the reason I say this actually is because I want to have more kids. I really do. I want to have more kids because I think it's fun. Like when they get older, like right now they're pretty cool, but once they're older and they can like run marathons with me and stuff, they're like built-in friends. Like whatever I want to do, I'll just take them with me, and
You're
like.
so funny.
Anyways, so I want to have more kids for sure. But somebody did leave a comment saying like, "Oh, you guys have been lucky enough to have 4 healthy, beautiful children." There are a lot of kids out there who would like to have a great home and great family. So why not adopt? Maybe there is an opportunity like that. So I was thinking that's a good point. And so I was thinking, what if we did adopt? But
I've thought of that, and it's interesting because my sister, Sadie,
Yeah.
she is thinking about adopting because they haven't had kids yet.
they are.
They haven't been
adopting.
able to have kids,
They're not
and
thinking
so
about it, they are.
well, they're like going through the
Yeah, the
steps
process.
and all the processes.
Do you have a baby
And
that we
so
can have
I'm
for her
not.
sister?
She's a wonderful woman, and her
They're
husband
gonna
is
be the
wonderful
best
as well.
parents, yeah.
They'll be such.
That's
good
why I think we
parents.
should give them one of ours.
No, and I just thought I think it would be great to adopt, but I don't want to adopt before she adopts. You know what I mean?
see.
Like
That's
I want
fair.
her to have the opportunity to have.
Yeah.
So
What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say I think you don't want to stop having kids because you don't want to. You like that feeling that you can still create children, and I feel like
yeah,
you don't
I don't
lose
want to
that.
say. I can't say like maybe I am done having kids, but I can't say that.
Right.
I can't.
Do you
like,
say that because you feel like it's not your call, or do you say that, or do you just not?
Yeah,
want to?
well, both. Like I feel like I'm so young. My mind might change. Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm like, no, I don't want any more kids right now. But it might change. And also, my brother and his wife, 8 years later, they get pregnant. They weren't planning on it. Like, what if that
Right.
happens? And I've already told myself, no, I'm not having any more. Then I have this whole emotional issue to get over
Ooh, good point.
and get over. So I just want to be like, it might happen. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay. Well, listen. We have to make an agreement then. If we do have another one, we have to have 2 more because then that's gonna make the basketball team unfair. Because then if we do a family basketball, if we have
Or the cheerleading team,
yeah,
depending on what
because if we
gender.
need to have 6 kids, so it'll be 4 on 4, 6 kids. So I'll be like captain 1 and you be captain 2, and then we'll have our 6 kids, and you pick 3 and I pick 3, and it'll be 4 on 4. basketball.
Okay.
Okay. It's important to think about. Parent planning. Plan ahead.
Plan ahead for your basketball teams.
Right.
We used to say we can't have an odd number of children because then somebody will have to ride on the roller coaster by themselves. And I'm like, I've solved that right away. I'm just like, oh, good.
I'll
Kyle
stay
can
with
just
them.
bring a friend.
Yeah. Bring a friend.
Bring a friend.
Kyle's
It's
gonna
okay.
have so many friends.
I know, right?
So no more tries, huh, for a daughter?
I don't think so.
What-
You
what-
know,
what would
like
convince
just
you?
like what would convince me if I just showed
Would
up
this
pregnant?
snake convince you?
Would a snake convince you?
I don't know. I can't ever say that no, we're never ever ever going to have any other children. But because I can't predict
Yeah.
the future. But for right
Whoops.
now, I'm kind of oopsie daisy. My mother had 12, so
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
she did.
Holy
Yep.
cajoles.
She's a 12-ies.
12?
12 children, 1 marriage.
Wow.
So where do you fall in?
Hardcore. Number 6.
So you're right in the middle.
Oh, you're smack dab in the middle.
I'm the youngest of the first family, oldest of the second family. Do you know what that makes me? If any of you guys do like birth order stuff. That makes me very dynamic like a first child and totally fun like a youngest child.
And totally humble.
And totally not into
Wait,
myself.
does that mean you mean like first family, second family because there's so many? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I've never really heard that as a term.
So like in a normal like family, I don't know. I haven't done a ton of study on it, but I've taken a lot of like psychology classes and stuff. But like usually there's a child with very much like firstborn child, like Suntard and Gage, my son Gage, not your nephew. They have a lot of similarities in the way that they, they really care
the
about
first child.
pleasing you.
Right.
Their first children are typically really successful and very career driven. And then the second child overcompensates. So like Luke and Princess Tard have that really big personality, because they are easily outshined by the first child. So they have that. So there's like birth order traits. It's probably all pseudoscience
Interesting.
anyways. I don't know if it's real, but I read this thing but I was like, that is kind of true though. It, in our little family. And then the baby is typically kind of like an attention suck and but usually really fun to hang out with.
Totally not into myself.
But who knows? The middle child. So if I did have a middle child syndrome too, though, they are the big personality and all that.
Right.
Middle child.
So you've got it all.
My little brother just recently got a girlfriend or whatever. And he introduced me as the nitrous oxide of the family. The laughing gas.
Oh, nice.
That, I was like, that's my greatest compliment. Thank you.
The nitrous oxide. Hit the nitrous boosters. Hit the ginger boosters.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love it.
So-
How many? Okay, so yeah, and you come from a family of 11 too. That's crazy. So 12.
Yeah, but mine's
kids.
a blended
Yeah,
family.
yours is like two moms.
His and hers.
Oh,
you
it's
know.
all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
That's interesting about the traits of being born and stuff like that. Because that goes back into the nature versus nurture debate of like you are who you are when you're born, or are you who you are because of the way you were raised and what your influences were. And obviously there's a mix there, and what that percentage is differs probably for a lot of people, and it's probably different for everybody actually. The nurture versus nature, how much of what you are is based on just who you are, or because of your past influences and experiences and the people that have like influenced you or touched you or taught you in your lives. You know what I mean? So who are you? You can become whoever you want to be. Don't let any of those stereotypes stand in your way.
Stand in your
You go
way.
get them, Tiger. You can be whoever you want to be. I believe in you.
Oh.
Hey, babe. Do you want me to do this
No,
section again?
get out of
I
my
believe
mic.
in you too.
Get out
Oh,
of
yeah.
my mic.
It's my mic.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta wrap it. Sorry.
Are we?
We had so much fun. We had so much time
it's
flies.
time.
Time flies when you're talking about the children you love so dear.
What's that?
I know,
Doesn't
right?
like Mr. Rogers have a song when it's time
Now
to
it's
wrap up?
time. That's Mickey Mouse.
That's Mickey Mouse.
What is
Say
his?
goodbye.
Yeah, how does he rap? How does I used to watch for
I
Mr.
feel like,
Rogers.
yeah.
I don't know.
Does he
does
start
have a
changing his
song.
shoes back? Does he ever?
No,
start
because he
changing
comes
his
in and he
shoes?
He
takes the
says a
jacket off
goodbye.
and he changes
does
his
sing a
shoes.
goodbye song.
And then when he's leaving, he goes and he puts his other shoes on, doesn't he?
Dude, you know what I could do? As I could just freaking.
I don't know
Google
why.
it.
I just thought of Mr. Rogers.
That's
all
why-
of a
see,
sudden.
I
this-
also have his Blues Clues. So it's time for so long, and we'll sing just one last song.
Is that what?
Thanks
Blues
for
Clues.
doing your part,
Won't you be
or something. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
won't you be?
Wait,
my
isn't that the
Thanks,
neighbor?
first
Rob.
song though?
Won't you be?
I think it's both.
Please, won't you be my neighbor? Do we have to pay like
My
$100,000 to
neighbor
Mr. Rogers now?
40,000,
say.
40 acres away.
He just
Yay.
recently passed.
Ooh,
Didn't he?
that's
Okay.
crazy.
Anyways, thanks for tuning into the
Anyways,
podcast.
thank
Check out
you. Check out-
Ginger and all her channels. She's
Yes.
healing. She's overcoming fears of snakes. She's going to be skydiving. If we can convince her, she will healy off of a building and base jump with a snake in her mouth.
Arrange it and I'll do it.
Yeah. So check out
You
her
should-
family
you
channel,
should do
her
that.
channel Gingerific, and her husband's channel.
Carl is
Yeah.
doing a lot of gaming. If you're gamers, check out him.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of the game stuff.
He does a lot of Minecraft and
Minecraft,
stuff like that. So on a Linsalot.
Linsalot, and he's
So-
doing weight loss too.
He's
with
also a
Linsa
Loss.
Yeah, he's got how many channels has he got now?
He just has the two, and then Fam Damley and Ginger.
The family. Okay, so check them all out. Links below. And anything else, babe? Anything else you want to talk
I
about
love you.
today in this podcast?
I am just happy to be alive, and maybe someday we'll have another kid.
You're just happy to be alive. We're gonna have another kid. I promise. I don't know. I promise.
At least practice. What?
She's pregnant right now. Okay, anyways, hit it raw from Los Angeles, California.
Maker Studios.
Maker Studios.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
When
joining
the
us.
kids go to sleep.
awesome.
WTKGTS.
Thanks for being with us, Ginger.
Don't forget-
Gingerific on YouTube.
Download it for free.
For free.
Links below. Let's go to the pet store.
Get a snake.
Let's go get a
Right
snake.
now.
Clap us out.
Bravo. Don't be the last clapper.